Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. It is deadline day. We are into the final few hours of deadline day and Newcastle are still trying to get something over the line. We have done a little bit of business, but unfortunately that's players going out the door. We're still waiting on some news for players coming in the door. We are now getting on to just a few hours left of the window and I had hoped to have done a video maybe slightly earlier today and maybe with somebody coming in through the door, but that has not happened quite yet. So I thought I'd jump on and talk a little bit about some of the players that we are being linked with into these final few hours. The two big names that right now are Tielemans. I think the big one for him will be whether he's in the squad for Leicester later on tonight. Leicester are playing Manchester United later on tonight. If he's in that squad, it's not happening. It's not just Newcastle who are in for this guy. Arsenal are as well. There's a couple of different teams. We'll talk a little bit more about him. And the other one is Harrison Ashby. Now, if you've not heard of him, he's a youngster over at West Ham, just 20 years old, but is held in really, really high regard by some of the West Ham fans. And the fact that he's being linked with us has actually upset quite a lot of West Ham fans. Now, he's only got 1 year left on his deal. And it would only be a small fee, I think, of around 2 million. He's a right back. Can't remember if I said that at the start of this. He is a right back, and that's a position we could do with a little bit of cover following the ankle injury of Emil Kraft. But we will talk about some of the deals that have been done. It has now been announced that Dubravka has officially joined Manchester United on loan. Let me know your thoughts on that one down below. Dubravka has said he's looking forward to his new journey with Manchester United, but did also say a massive thank you to Newcastle fans and, for what he did in the years he was here. He was a great goalie. It's disappointing to see him go. A £2 million loan fee was paid, and I believe there could be an additional $6 million to that, depending on how many appearances he makes. Now, I'll be honest, I can probably see him getting more appearances at Manchester United than at Newcastle. I wish Dubravka the best of luck. And the other one is that Matty Longstaff, an agreement has been made for him to head out on loan to Colchester United until January. Yeah, that's fair, to be honest. I wish Matty the best of luck as well. I mean, Brucey gave him a new 2-year deal and said, stay with us, don't go to Italy, don't go to Watford, stay here. And then we didn't play him, did we? We sent him out on loan here, there and everywhere, and it's literally flashing up on my screen right now as I'm talking, that has now been officially confirmed by the club as well. Good luck for the season ahead, Matty Longstaff. So yeah, big up to Matty, hope he does well, and as I say, it's till January. I believe he only has 1 year left on his deal now, so whether that could be extended till the end of the season, but ultimately, unlike last time round, I don't see us giving him a new deal. And the third player who looks set to leave today on deadline day is Fernandez. It looks like he is set to head out on loan as well to Elche. If that one goes through, I'll wish Fernandez the best of luck. We've not seen a lot of him, have we? I mean, it's a tough one. I think he's obviously at an older age now, and quite often when you kind of come out of the side, have an injury, it's a little bit tougher to get back to where he needs to be playing Premier League football pretty much every 2 days at the moment. And I think that is kind of what has stunted him. But as I say, he was, arguably one of our best defenders at one point when he was here, despite the fact that he came in on a low fee and, was the oldest centre-back we had. So, well done to Fernandez for what he's done. I wish him all the best on his little loan deal out. And as I say, I think he's got 1 year left as well. So I should expect, if he does go till January, that could get extended, or if it's for the season, it's likely that he will probably leave. But Newcastle are still being linked with a handful of players. Can we get something done over the line? You let me know down below. As I say, I had hoped to have maybe done this video and have had, a player come in the door at this point. It hasn't quite happened yet. As I say, Tielemans is the big one. £25 million. Leicester are understood to be happy to let him go at that price. He only has 1 year left on his deal. And Leicester obviously want to try and get some money for him before he can walk away on a free at the end of the season. Now, that is as good. There's a positive to that because it means Leicester want to let him go. The negative to that is that Tielemans Is he fussed? Why does just wait another year and then he can go and get a contract wherever he wants on whatever wages he wants? And that is, I think, the big sticking point here, because a £25 million fee, Arsenal have been interested. I think Arsenal are also in for Douglas Luiz, who was the Aston Villa player that we were also linked with. It's understood they've actually increased their bid for him to around 25 million, but the Villa are trying to hold on to him at the moment until they can get a replacement. And that is the big part of this whole window, to be honest, is people aren't letting people go unless they can get somebody else in. Aston Villa are understood to want Dendoncker, who is another player that we've been linked with. It's like musical chairs. It's like playing dominoes. Like, you can't put one down till the other team makes their move. It's all very... And this is the thing, with an hour to go, and as soon as one domino falls, boom, 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 all of them could fall. And there could be a lot going on very late in this window, or the first one doesn't fall, and then nothing happens. But it looks like Aston Villa are leading the race for Dendoncker. But these are two players that we have been interested in that midfield role. And as I say, Tielemans really is the big one. The issue, as I say, is that 1 year left on his deal. He is currently on around, I believe, 120 grand, which is a week, I should say, which is an awful lot of money. But Isak, our highest paid player, is on 120 grand. So Tielemans coming in on that wage wouldn't really disrupt the wage structure too much. I think that would be okay. But the trouble is, Tielemans knows that if he waits a year, then he can ask for whatever he wants. That £25 million fee that Leicester are picking up, Tielemans can go, just give it to me. Just give me the 25 million. You've paid the same. It would work out cheaper to not have to pay his wages, not have to pay. And that's what's happening now. Players are doing this. They're waiting until the end of the contracts. And don't get me wrong, it's a clever move. If he does that and then is able to get what is understood to be his wanted wage of around 200 grand a week, he will get that in a year's time. And that's the thing. It's where we aren't going to pay that. I don't think many teams want to pay that right now. It's more likely that they'll look to do it in the summer. And another thing as well is that Tielemans, I believe, wants European football, and that isn't something that Newcastle can offer him right now, which, as I say, is a sticking point for us. Absolutely. 25 years old. That's what I was Googling to the side just then. 25 years old, so you're still a young player. But I think if he can, and he will be able to get that in the summer. And it's not to say that Newcastle can't potentially go on and get that in a couple of years' time. It's just, does he want to wait for that? And then, as I say, the other big one coming out at the moment is Harrison Ashby, the West Ham youngster, just 20 years old, has 1 year left on his deal, and Newcastle are understood to be interested in bringing him in. The right back would provide cover for Trippier, but it is a player that would move straight into the first team in terms of the first team squad, and would most likely be the replacement for Trippier behind Manquillo, although we have heard Eddie Howe say that it's not a position that he feels needs strengthening, but Eddie Howe is going to always say that. He isn't going to come out and go, yes, we're desperate for a right back, and then all of a sudden the right back prices shoot through the roof. He's going to keep it coy, he's going to keep it cool, and it will be a good one. It will be a good one to go through. The problem is that West Ham want a replacement first. Dawson at West Ham is also set to be leaving, so that could be two defenders out the door, in the space of 5 minutes, and then what have they got to do to replace them? If they aren't able to get a replacement through the door, it's likely that one could well go quiet as well. So let me know your thoughts on the deadline day as it stands. Do you think Newcastle can try and get a player through in the dying minutes? I'm still hopeful, but it isn't looking great right now. The only thing I will say is that quite often, especially on deadline day, boom, something happened. And if and hopefully when it does, I will be sure to be back to talk about it with you guys. So be sure to subscribe, like the video. As if you haven't subscribed and you're still watching 10 minutes later, please hit that button. As soon as something comes out later on tonight, I hope, we will be back to discuss it. And let me know your thoughts down in the comments. But yeah, the other one is the Chelsea lads, the Pulisic, the Gallagher. It's the same. Chelsea don't want to let them go. It's understood that Newcastle have actually been in looking at the Pulisic one as recently as 24 hours ago. And the trouble is, Chelsea want replacements first. That is literally the whole thing of this deadline day. It's literally everyone's just trying to swap players. Almost. Never mind buying players. Everyone's just trying to swap them from each other for somebody else. And although Newcastle aren't really in that position where we're looking to move someone on first or do this or do that, it's just that the other teams are. And that's kind of holding up our process right now. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Fingers crossed we can get something going through in the last few hours of this window. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.